What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue, and the question I want to answer today is for the Thrustmaster T16000m flight control system. Is it still worth it? Is it still worth it today now that there's more options and more competition? If I had to start over today, knowing what I know now, would I still buy it? We have the TCA Officer Pack, the Honeycomb Yoke and Throttle Quadrant. Honeycomb also has its own joystick coming soon, and of course, we can't forget about Logitech. So there are more options now than ever. I've had the T16000m joystick and throttle for almost 5 years and the rudder pedals for just 1. I love it, but there are some important things you should know and understand before you buy it. First, for those who are unfamiliar, you have the option to buy the full T16000 flight control system altogether or separately with an additional option to buy dual joysticks. The joystick is ambidextrous, so it can be configured to be used left-handed or right-handed. The T16000m is all made of plastic, so it's very lightweight, compact, and comfortable. You have 8 buttons on the joystick, including the single stage trigger, and 12 buttons on the base, each with tiny braille bumps on them, which is extremely helpful in VR when you can't see the buttons. Also on the base, there's a throttle axis, which is surprisingly good. The pitch, roll, and yaw axis of this joystick is very smooth. It lights up when moved and perfect for flying in flight simulators or Elite and Dangerous, Star Citizen for example, but I wouldn't recommend flying helicopters with it. You just don't get enough finite movement towards the middle of the stick. This can also make it difficult for air-to-air refueling in DCS. Also, you should know that a lot of people run into problems with the twist yaw axis. This is usually the first thing to fail as early as a few months after purchase. Thankfully, 5 years later, mine works just fine, but just be aware. Alright, let's talk about the throttle. Also known as the TWCS weapons control system. Unlike the joystick, it is not ambidextrous, so it's made to be used with your left hand. Although I've been using my right hand on the throttle instead, which does feel pretty awkward, but if you use the throttle the way it was intended, all the buttons are conveniently placed and easy to reach. There are 14 buttons and one 8-way POV hat switch, 5 axis, and a rear RJ12 connector for your TFRP rudder pedals. I personally have no complaints on the buttons themselves, but you can never have enough buttons. The throttle slides forward and back using a smart rail system. This works okay for most games, and there's a screw on the bottom that allows you to loosen or tighten the tension, but it's not as smooth as it should be. There's a bit of stiction when moving the throttle, which makes it almost impossible to make small finite precision movements. There's another axis on the left side of the throttle that's best controlled with your pinky finger, and also a creatively positioned analog joystick axis you can operate with your index finger in the front. And then we have the rudder axis, which was one of my favorite features when I got this throttle, since I did not actually own a separate rudder pedal, so it's very convenient. But a couple years later, the throttle rudder axis started to jitter to one side, making it unusable, but hopefully that won't happen to you. Alright, lastly, the TFRP rudder pedals. I have only had these for a year now, and everything works exactly as they did out of the box. The differential braking is one of my favorite features, and honestly, I'm just happy to have rudder pedals at all because this is my first set. It's a game changer. But both pedals use the same smart rail system as the throttle to move forward and back on a self-centering axis, which actually leads to the same problem found in the throttle: stiction. Again, very difficult to make small, precise movements, so the workaround is to change your sensitivity curve in the game, adjust the 6 screws underneath each pedal to loosen the friction, or remove the little piece on the heel of the pedal and use your toes for control. I found this technique a lot more effective actually, and you may want to place something behind your rudder pedals to keep them from sliding, especially on the carpet. And for my driving simmers out there, you can flip the switch on the USB adapter to change to driving mode. That can be very useful. Okay, that being said, is it still worth it today? If I was starting over as a new flight simmer and all I plan to fly is airliners and general aviation, I would instead go with a yoke and throttle, which would actually be more expensive. But if I can't afford that, then my best option would actually be the Thrustmaster set. Now, if I'm new to flight sim, but I plan to fly fighter jets, helicopters, space sims, or just I enjoy a wide variety of flying, then the Thrustmaster full set is actually still the best option for your money. But if money is not an issue, lucky you, I would recommend taking a look at the Logitech X56 or the Thrustmaster Warthog setup for a much higher quality product. And as always, your feedback is absolutely welcome. I hope this helps, and thanks for watching. And remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I will see you guys next time, next video.